dialogue, which he positively responded. But on ground, we are seeing that things are not yet settling or easing out. In the emergency meeting of the UN Security Council held under the agenda the situation in the Middle East, held on 28th of February, Pakistan permanent representative at the UN has also reiterated Pakistan's condemnations of the attack in Iran. I have also spoken with, as I said, different foreign ministers in this regard, and I think I haven't talked to anyone who disagrees that the dialogue and diplomacy is the only way forward. Not only for this region, but wherever there is any conflict, there are forums available. There are systems in place. Post World War II. So it seems to be a very, very turbulent time in the diplomatic space and diplomatic world, which we all need to work together to bring it back to the original, the agreed principles to move. Pakistan also stands in full solidarity with all our brotherly countries and underscores the need to exercise maximum restraint. That is the message we have been giving to whosoever Prime Minister speaks, whosoever I speak, or whosoever Field Marshal Syed Munir speaks to his counterparts on the defense side. We acknowledge that the main target of Iran's retaliatory strikes were in self-defense, but Pakistan deeply regrets and condemns these strikes on the brotherly countries, including Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, and UAE, and Oman. We can't have double standard. As I said, that we were the first ones. I was in Saudi Arabia, and the moment I got this news, my office, I talked to them, and they issued more of a statement condemning it. But within no time, we then found a number of attacks, obviously in self-defense, but that compounded and complicated the situation on the ground. So anyway, they are a sovereign state, and it was their decision. They said that we have not attacked those countries, we have attacked the American base there or their installation there. But there is still no justification because of the panic. See what's the turmoil in the entire region. We are seeing, I myself have to find ways and means to get back to the country, and the entire space in the Gulf states airspace was closed. So Prime Minister of Pakistan has expressed his deep regrets and calls to the leadership of the brotherly countries, as I said, almost all of them, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Jordan, Bahrain, one by one, and it has been requesting to please exercise restraint, don't react, and all this business. This last 72 hours developments are really very, very worrisome. In our outreach at the leadership level, we have called for an immediate halt to escalation through urgent resumption of diplomacy to achieve a peaceful, negotiated resolution to the crisis. Pakistan stands ready to extend our support towards peaceful resolution of outstanding issues. Incidentally, this, if you recall, this is the second round. The last round was in June last year. Then again, we did our complete efforts. Oman was the mediator, and again Oman is again mediator this time. And the talks in Geneva about a week, 10 days ago were going very positive. So, our effort has been to encourage both the US and Iran to get engaged in dialogue, diplomacy, and resolve the issue. I want to walk you through the entire detail. We are privy to detail of the demands and the responses. We have been encouraging to make it a viable, a win-win for both the United States and Iran. And I think we are very close, in counseling both countries on this subject. They were both positive, and they were both forthcoming. You see the actions now. As I said, that Foreign Minister of Oman was absolutely satisfied. So was the authorities of IAEA, whom we met about 10 days ago during our official visit to Austria.
It is puzzling that what necessitated all of a sudden, a decision to attack. Anyway, Gulf countries host obviously millions of Pakistani nationals. We have a huge diaspora in almost in every country. The biggest ones are in Saudi Arabia and in UAE. So, you are already aware that in the attack in Abu Dhabi, unfortunately, one of our Pakistani, national was also martyred in that attack. Our missions in the region remain fully engaged with the diaspora and remain in close contact with local authorities for facilitation and with our foreign office, constant reach out to our missions and through the missions to the diaspora. We have also, issued advisory giving detail of all the countries and the diaspora the way they should get in touch. The crisis management unit has been activated in the foreign office here, as well as our missions in the entire region. Pakistan have always supported a cessation of hostilities, upholding the international law and principles of the UN Charter, resumption of diplomacy to find a peaceful and negotiated solution. I would like to briefly share with you that all the efforts to bring peace, in the Middle East, particularly in Gaza, Pakistan has been a contributor in all those efforts, starting from formally and I would say seriously starting from 24th of September last year on the sidelines of UNGA, where 5 Arab countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Egypt, and Jordan, and 3 Islamic countries, Pakistan, Turkey, and Indonesia. If we call it Group of 8 Arab Islamic countries, we had very meaningful engagement with President Trump on 24th of September. That was the only thing visible on the media. The rest of the efforts which followed that meeting obviously were off media. And that's which led ultimately, because it was decided that the 8 foreign ministers of the 8 countries who had dialogue on the sidelines of UNGA with President Trump and his team, and the agenda was only one, and that was bringing peace back to Gaza, settlement of the issue, and unhindered flow of human assistance, humanitarian aid, as well as the ceasefire immediate. Although we know that it led to Sharm el-Sheikh, the peace agreement signing, followed by in Davos, where the Board of Peace, signing took place, and now 19th of February, we had Board of Peace first inaugural meeting. So all these been attended by Prime Minister of Pakistan, and I accompanied him, and I think the things were showing very positive progress. We appreciate the efforts made by all concerned, particularly 7 other brotherly countries who have made equal effort with us to bring the Gaza issue to that point. I must also share with you that UK held, I think, very timely meeting in the UN Security Council. They had presidency this month, and I was invited by my counterpart, Excellency Ebert Coopers, to attend the UN Security Council meeting, which is the day prior to
the Board of Peace meeting on 19th of February. It was 18th of February, and I especially flew from Austria to attend that meeting, in New York. And our statement was very, very clear. It is on record, and it is available on the website of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan. You can just go through and, frankly, we don't mince words. And we call spade a spade. And wherever, the principal demands, we do act accordingly. We have excellent relationship. We have great relationship with China. We have very good relations with the current administration of the United States. We have great relations with all brotherly countries. But I think unless we all believe and act accordingly, that the international law and the UN Charter and the conventions are to be respected and followed, I think then there will be no peace
any part of the world. Maybe this time this region. I remember last year we had the presidency in July. We on purpose selected the theme for debate, which I chaired in UN Security Council meeting, was multilateralism, peaceful settlement of disputes. And I think UK also deserves compliments by picking the almost same subject on 18th of February, the peace process in the Middle East, including Palestine. So I think these efforts need to be complemented. We should all get strengthened. We should all get united. And I'm sure the sense will prevail, and these institutions can surely work very effectively. So these are few ideas I just wanted to very frankly, because these are the latest developments. As I said, the original idea was the Afghanistan, because there were some queries. The spokesperson of Foreign Office has been keeping everybody updated on weekly briefing. But then, my team asked me that I should also brief and have a sitting with you on Afghanistan. So I think, having talked about the recent last 3-4 days developments, I would now bring you back to Afghanistan, because there have been a number of queries from different missions. So I think I want to clarify our position. We surely want good friendly relations with all our neighborly countries. And you would recall that last year I made 3 trips to Afghanistan. After 4 years of gap, since the Taliban regime came in power, on 19th of April 2025, I just had a visit of Kabul with very open heart and mind. I discussed with them their economic issues, trade issues, political issues, refugees issues, anything they wish to touch. We were very open. We debated, we discussed, we took decisions, and without losing any time, from their soil, I held a press conference which was viewed both, including Pakistan and Afghanistan. So we didn't stop there. We came back, and we implemented everything we decided and promised with our Afghan friends and with the regime. There had been 2 years earlier, during PDM government, 2022-2023, when I was finance minister, we had been working with them on a railway project, Uzbekistan, Pakistan connectivity through Afghanistan, through Kharlachi. Now that has been in cold storage. As a consequence of my visit of April, they finally agreed to sign the protocol agreement between 3 countries, which was signed in July. That was my second visit in July 2025. And all the 3 foreign ministers were there. We had our transport or railway ministers with us, who signed that agreement, which obviously was the kickoff of this project for the connectivity of Pakistan to the Central Asia, and through Central Asia even to the Europe and China and other parts of the world. So that was a very positive move. That was followed by a trilateral meeting in August last year, where my great friend, Foreign Minister Wang Yi, myself, and Mr. Muttaqi held the meeting, trilateral meeting. We have a trilateral forum, China, Pakistan, Afghanistan. And that was again very positive meeting. We had all the best. By the way, in all these meetings, Pakistan ask has been only one from Afghanistan, not a long list of wish list. And that is, please do not allow your soil to be used for terrorism against any neighboring countries, particularly Pakistan. This is the only ask, right in April, July, and August. And unfortunately, that has not been complied with. I know they had issued religious fatwa, but we call it religious, obviously, decree. And there was about 1,000 scholars there. There was a Chief Justice of Afghanistan. There was a Prime Minister of Afghanistan. And they said, we will not allow soil the first time. This was just few months back. But there is no very verifiable actions which should have actually endorsed that fatwa is being implemented. And the things have been going fairly hot, in the recent past. And we also elevated our diplomatic relations following my 3 visits, to the ambassadorial level, although the regime is not recognized. It was at the desire of our neighborly, friendly country. Signing of framework agreement, as I said, took place. Early harvest programs are agreed. These are few things I'm just recounting for your memory. Afghan origin, Afghan-bound trucks and containers to and from India, despite our war in May 2025, upon the request of Afghan side, was facilitated. The decision of to extend CPAC to Afghanistan was agreed. This was during a trilateral meeting, Foreign Minister Wangi, myself, and to Kabul in August. Convening of Joint Coordination Committee meeting of the border security issues. That was also grant of 4,500 scholarships to Afghan students in various fields, including medicines, engineering, and social science under the Lama Iqbal scholarships program. Despite of humanitarian relief assistance following the earthquake in eastern Afghanistan on 31st of August. This was again, an action we took. We allowed a liberal visa regime enabling Afghans to visit Pakistan
legally for education, health, business, and family links. I would also like to highlight that Pakistan has played a proactive role in all important regional and international forums on Afghanistan, such as Quad, replicate this group, trilateral foreign ministers dialogue, Moscow format, OIC contact group, SCO, and neighboring countries format. So all these we have been supporting. And as I said, what is our ask or demand? Only one. Please do not allow the TTP, the BLA, the Majid Brigade, which have been prescribed by many countries, that to allow them or to provide the facilitation. This is the only issue we have. And as long as it is handled, it is removed, we have no issue with Afghanistan. We always have been, wishing to have the best relations with all the neighbors, including particularly Afghanistan. As part of these initiatives, Pakistan has consistently called for addressing Afghanistan's multifaceted challenges, in particular the humanitarian and economic situation in the country, which have a direct impact on Pakistan. So with these background, unfortunately in October, serious violations took place. Every week, our brave armed forces have to lift, the bodies of their soldiers and the officers, which is certainly not acceptable under any circumstances. We have the capacity, we have the will, we have, the kinetic capability to handle it in a very meaningful way. But we have been exercising extreme restraint and doing minimum reaction to what has been happening. What you have seen is absolutely, minimum in you can say, self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter, because we are the believer. And since we are sitting in the UN Security Council for a 2-year term as non-permanent member till 31st of December this year, so I think we exercise more care to respect the UN Charter and all these things. So unfortunately, Pakistan had, as a consequence of the repeated, by the way, you must recall also that after October, serious violations and attacks, there were rounds, our brotherly country, Qatar, they requested us to allow diplomatic engagement. We sent our team, our defense minister, with the team visited Qatar. There were dialogues, but the outcome was nothing, nil. Then it was followed by a dialogue in Istanbul. The outcome was nil. And then even Saudi Arabia. So we had now no choice but to launch Operation Ghazbul Haq in response to repeated terrorist attacks by Fitna al-Khawarij and Fitna al-Hindustan against Pakistan emanating from Afghanistan soil, as well as the recent unwarranted and provocative actions by Afghan Taliban regime
on the night of 26th of, as late as 26th of February. So you see, this has led us, now has forced us to now take it, now seriously. And some high-profile terrorism incidents include the suicide attack on judicial complex in Islamabad in November 2025, coordinated assault by BLA elements across the entire Balochistan province in January 2026, a suicide bombing on an Marg in February 2026, which alone took, shahadats of 31 civilians and injured 170 innocent, people who were praying there, and recent terrorist incidents in Bajor, Bannu, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Now, this is the background. This is why we had now no choice but to launch, this Ghazbul Haq operation. Pakistan has conclusive evidence that the recent acts of terrorism in Bajor and Bannu, which is very recent, last a couple of weeks, were perpetrated by TTP at the behest of their Afghanistan-based leadership and handlers. Responsibility for these attacks was claimed by the TTP already and their affiliates as well as ISKP. Prior to the launch of operation, but what I said, Ghazbul Haq, Pakistan carried out intelligence-based selective targeting of 7 terrorist camps and hideouts on 21st February 2026. When I fixed this meeting, I just wanted to share all these facts with the diplomatic corps. You're all friendly countries, so that it should be on your record and you would be sharing it with your capitals. So, as I said, that the events have overtaken now in the last 3-4 days. Pakistan actions were proportionate, minimum, and measured with careful planning in order to make sure that the only terrorist camps and hideouts are hit and civilian population should not be targeted and should be saved. In response to repeated terrorist attacks by Fitna al-Kharij and Fitna Hindustan against Pakistan from the Afghan soil, as well as the latest, as I said, the provocative actions by the Taliban regime on 53 locations across 15 sectors. 53 locations across 15 sectors in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province on the night of 26 February. Now, this is horrifying, and this is totally lunatic, that it's like going mad. So this 26th of February, 53 locations targeting 15 sectors in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province is totally no-go for Pakistan. Pakistan initiated this Operation Ghazbul Haq in self-defense, carrying out precise and targeted operations against 7 terrorist camps and hideouts belonging to the TTP and ISKP in Afghanistan. Our actions, as I said, were very, very careful, and in this operation, initially 22 locations in Kabul, Kandahar, Paktiya, Nangarhar, Khost, and Paktika were subjected to aerial targeting, and all these targets were military installations which were carefully selected based on our intelligence. As a result of Pakistan befitting response to Afghan Taliban's regime against Pakistan, valiant forces targeted 37 locations in Afghanistan. 415 Taliban's regime personnel and Khawarij were eliminated. 182 posts completely destroyed. 31 posts captured. 185 tanks and APCs destroyed. 46 locations targeted across Afghanistan, as I stated earlier. Pakistan's 12 brave soldiers embraced shahadat, martyrdom, 27 injured, and 1 is missing in action. Our position is still, we desire peaceful, stable, regional integration and prosperous Pakistan. We are well-wisher and we will remain well-wisher. We have all the sympathy for the people, brothers and sisters in Afghanistan. But this is something which we have done against those elements who have been unfortunately sponsored or patronized by the Taliban regime in Afghanistan, and as a consequence, we have been facing all these, terrorist activities, but still demonstrated patience for a very, very long time. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have repeatedly urged the Taliban regime to take immediate, concrete and verifiable measures against all terrorist groups operating from Afghan soil, including TTP, BLA and their affiliates. Regrettably, the Taliban regime has failed so far to undertake any concrete and verifiable actions against these groups despite our, repeated assurances which have been given to Pakistan at different levels, including to me. Despite Pakistan's numerous goodwill gestures and attempts to engage Taliban regime through mediation process, the regime remains unwilling to prevent in a serious way repeated terrorist attacks emanating from their soil. As I said, that which is a very strong instrument in Islam, what we call fatwa, the religious decree, and that too in the presence of the 1,000 prominent scholars, a few months back, but seems to be that on ground, hardly any action. Due to active support and facilitation extended by the Taliban regime to TTP, BLA and their affiliates, terrorist attacks against Pakistan have increased manifold, as I've given you all these statistics. Our civilian population, military and law enforcement personnel, places of worship and infrastructures all have been targeted. I have quoted you all the detail what has happened. The fact is that Afghanistan, unfortunately, currently is a safe haven for multiple regional and international terrorist organizations, which has been well documented in the reports of the UN Security Council Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team. Afghan Taliban's regime serves as a master proxy of forces to destabilize Pakistan and the entire region. Terrorist organizations such as Fitna al-Khawarij, Fitna al-Hindustan and others work in close coordination and under patronage of the Taliban regime. It is also a well-established fact that TTP, whose entire leadership is based in Afghanistan, continues to operate with impunity from their soil, and they have yet not been kicked out from their country. Pakistan expects the international community to condemn the expanding terrorist threat which is emanating from Afghanistan and which is destabilizing activities in the entire region. We hope that the international community will play a constructive role by urging Afghan Taliban regime to uphold its commitment under the Doha Agreement not to allow its soil to be used in practice by terrorist organizations against the regional countries and the neighboring countries. Pakistan is a strong proponent of regional peace and stability, but the protection of Pakistan's sovereignty and the safety and security of our people is the foremost priority of the government of Pakistan and the state. Pakistan reserves the right to take all appropriate actions in its self-defense and to protect its citizens in accordance with the international law, including the UN Charter. So I'm extremely grateful that you have the inconvenience of adjournment of the yesterday's sitting, and thank you for making it today. Thank you for your time, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or any clarification if somebody wants to seek. Thank you.
You very eloquently spoke about the need for diplomacy and restraint, the conflict in the West, in the Middle East, Iran and so forth. Would that suggest that pursuing the avenues of diplomacy and negotiation with respect to what's going on with your advocating?
Sure. Well, first of all, we have the whole idea. We would have actually met 3-4 days ago because of my unavoidable participation in the OIC, and that again was for the cause of peace in the Middle East. I had to go, so that's why. So first of all these actions, as I said, they have been great restraint, in a very measured way, and at reaching a point where no more space was available to remain totally quiet and keep taking whatever is coming on our side. So we had to exercise, the actions we have taken, but we are still, frankly speaking, as I said, that we have the capability and capacity to deal with it, in a massive manner. But we respect, the dialogue and diplomacy route. We gave it a chance. I won't walk you through to Qatar Ambassador, His Excellency is here, that the fanatic calls I had in October when they did all this massive, terrorist activities in Pakistan, we were ready to actually go ahead and then, put it, in a right, respond in a right manner. But we were requested by friendly countries, please give it the dialogue and diplomacy as you are saying now. We gave a chance, and you saw what happened in Doha. Yeah, despite their best efforts, the problem was that there were two nexus of power. Our team would agree with something, and the other side team will go and agree and go just to get the consent or the nod, and they would come back and wriggle out. I mean, this is the experience Qatar had. Same thing happened in Istanbul, and so it's not our fault. So we still prefer dialogue and diplomacy when we are counseling all other countries. And having during our presidency last year of UN Security Council, fixing a theme that multilateralism, peaceful settlement disputes. So we are the believers. So that is there. So your second part of the question, that since we are counseling everywhere this thing, that why not there, we are ready. But you see, it takes two to tango. We have been doing whatever we could, and I counted very few things which during my visit we agreed and we implemented, and they acknowledged in July, no other than the Prime Minister of Afghanistan, His Excellency Mr. Akhund, that whatever you promised, we appreciate that you went back and within few weeks you implemented everything. It has the trade facilities, it has the economic actions, it has the political matters, it has every subject under the refugees. So we agreed everything and we implemented. So that's best you can. But unfortunately, as I said, it takes two to tango, and they never ended. And this responsibility they have to discharge if you have to come back to a peaceful neighbor. Otherwise, we have exercised a lot of patience, and this decision has been taken as a last resort. After exercising due patience, exercising complete restraint, so we are believer absolutely that we should go through the diplomatic dialogue route. Thank you so much for.
नाज़रीन, नायब वज़ीर आज़म मोहम्मद इसाक डार की सफ़रा को ईरान और अफगानिस्तान के